Whoa, people. Why are we little people today? Interesting. Add to stage. There we go. Okay. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
What is it about the number 33? It shows up in secret societies like Freemasonry, in stories about the 33rd parallel, in headlines, tragedies, and symbols woven through culture. Some call it a coincidence, others call it a calling card. Tonight, we're not here to tell you what to think. Of course, we never are. We're here to ask why it keeps appearing. Why this number? Why does it echo through power, religion, and media? Is it a pattern recognition or is it programming? This is more than numerology. This is about symbolism, influence, and the possibility that some numbers aren't just numbers. Tonight, we will discuss the mystery of 33. Wow. Welcome to the Oddcast podcast.
Off the record.
I'm Blackie.
I'm Erica.
Thanks so much for joining us. I know a lot of people are over at the SAS watching Sherry and the girls and brother Pyro and Winclan Ken. And please, if you're still watching that, please enjoy it. If you're here, thank you very much. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you to our moderators.
And it's free, of course. Let me go over here to our comments. And we will see who's in chat. Wow, okay, we got a nice little following so far. You want to go through that?
Yeah, we got Carmen, Gary, Denise,
yeah.
Sharon, Sandra. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
I saw a few more here. Wild Bill. I don't know if that's new, but hey, y'all. That's right. And say, okay, so this is, and the reason we picked this topic is because this is our 33rd episode.
Yes.
We made it to 33 and we're pretty darn happy.
Yes.
About that. So, and thank you if you've been with us the whole time, thank you. If this is your 5th show, thank you. We don't care.
We're glad to have you.
Glad to have you here. The number 33 was something, when I was thinking about something for the show, I said, isn't this our 33rd episode? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, 33. Let's do something on the number 33. I've heard the 33rd parallel. I've talked about it with Mark Green many times and the strange things that happen along the 33rd parallel. So we're going to get started into this. I'll let Erica fire it up with her sultry voice. And I'll sit back and listen, and then I'll join in. How's that? Work for you?
Hey, Brian. Glad you're here. I think you missed out last week. I'm glad you're here this week.
I don't know if he was sick last week, I think.
I thought that's what I had heard.
I think that's what Carmen told us.
Well, welcome, everybody.
Yep. Thank you for being here.
So we'll be covering many different topics that involve the number 33 in some form of significance. And, we're all about irony here on this show. And it's just very fun and interesting to learn these different things. You'll also see some similarities. Well, if you want to say on this first topic, but celebrities and entertainment, there are a lot of this is just for fun. It's not like all conspiracy or anything like that. There are just some a coincidence here and there, that makes this topic. But there are some music, albums, songs that involve the number 33. They have that in common. But on entertainment and celebrities for number 33, we're going to cover kind of like we did with the 27 Club. Unfortunately, the entertainers that passed away at the age of 33, Chris Farley, John Belushi, very well-known comedians, and that's so sad. And going through the list of entertainers that I read, I did not compile a list to cover on this show, but it amazed me when reading the lists that the amount of talent these individuals showed, during their short-lived careers. It just kind of blew my mind thinking, wow, how much had the music industry possibly changed if they were still around? Also, with actors and comedians. But Chris Farley, John Belushi, Sam Cooke, Bob Marley, and Tupac Shakur. So they were the celebrities I noted. Chad has some others. He was
I like Bruce Lee. I kind of idolized Bruce. I don't idolize anybody, but I looked up to him because of his martial arts skills, and I was, I did a lot of different martial arts, so that was pretty cool to watch. Or unfortunately, that he passed away at 33, too young. And Bon Scott, I was a huge AC/DC fan back in the day. Still am. Old AC/DC, love him a lot, and it was sad to see him go too early. But that was the era of sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and that's unfortunately what put him down. Codeine overdose, as a matter of, or not him. He was alcohol poisoning. So, which happens to a lot of rock stars that die before their day. And if you guys don't remember, we did a show on the 27 Club, and if you don't know what the 27 Club is, it's a conspiracy theory, just like 33, where a lot of famous actors and actresses and musicians, politicians, everything died at the young age of 27. Ripe, they were ripe at 27. At the young age of 27, it gets bigger by the day, and we kind of promoted and we try to prove that people die every day and that these are just numbers. But it does seem like a lot of talent dies at certain ages. Is conspiracy theory, as you wanted to look at that, that's kind of where it's at. Anyway, back to you.
So I'm going to move on to sports. And on a lighter note, these are just jersey numbers. Okay. Just for fun. But we'll start off with Major League Baseball. Frank Robinson, Eddie Murray, Mike Piazza, Larry Walker, and Jose Canseco are some of the most notable for number 33 in baseball. Basketball, we had Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Scottie Pippen, Patrick Ewing. They were number 33s. I think I read that Shaq was, but I didn't verify that. So.
And you kind of wonder, I obviously I played sports. My number after my professional years went to 44. So you just, most of the guys just picked a number that was a cool number. I picked 44 because I had a lot of athletes that were I emulated, that I really wanted to be like. That were number 44, and that's why I picked 44. And that could be why they picked 33. I don't think there was any ill intent or any conspiracy theory involved with their numbers, but it's just something kind of fun, like she said, fun to think about.
Yeah, just in common. We got William here and Justin. Thanks, guys, for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
On to NHL. I'm not even going to attempt this. Chad's the hockey guy, so. But I do want to say, first off, in 1975, as far as the number 33, John Marks of the Blackhawks.
She can pronounce that.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and read the rest.
Oh my gosh. Scored 2 goals within the first 33 seconds. One at 14 seconds, one at 33 seconds. That was against the Philadelphia Flyers. At the time, he had set that goal for 2 quickest goals.
Record.
That was 2 quickest goals record in 1975, and then it was finally broken in 2003 by Mike Knuble.
Nice.
Knuble.
Nice try.
Okay. So number 33 for jerseys on
hockey. Well, again, these are just jersey numbers people picked.
Yeah.
I'm sure, again, there's really no big stories behind them, but
no.
Zdeno Chara of the Bruins, Patrick Waugh, Chris Draper, Ed Belfour, Henrik Sedin, Dustin Byfuglien, and Don Beaupre all wore the number 33. A lot of goalies wore 33 back then.
And William had put earlier.
Sam Cooke?
No, he had put that Shaq had various numbers through the years. And that was the case when I was reading, especially with NHL. There were several players that had carried multiple numbers throughout the years.
And some numbers are just given to you. So, when you get famous, you can pick your number, or you get really good. If you're like the best on the team, they'll let you pick a number. But 9 times out of 10, you're given numbers. And I was given one year, I was given the number 2 as a goalie, and that nobody wears 2, but it was me. So that was pretty cool.
If you're not first, you're last.
If you're not first, you're last. Yes, go ahead. Anyway.
Oh. Okay. All right. So there is a members only club of Disneyland that is called Club 33. That's another just kind of pop culture.
It's let me read a little bit about it, if I may.
Absolutely.
It's an exclusive membership club located in Disneyland's New Orleans style, or New Orleans Square. Club 33 has been wrapped in mystique due to its exclusivity, decade-long waiting list, and opulent surroundings. Conspiracies are a combination of Disney's secrecy and the 33 label has led some to speculate that Walt Disney was tied to Freemasonry, and we'll get to Freemasonry here in a bit, and other secret fraternities. Now, we all know that Walt Disney allegedly has a lot of things that go on there that we won't get into in this episode. We will maybe someday dive into the Disney, but a lot of it is tied onto what's going on in the country right now with the Epstein files. So if you can put the math together, you'll figure it out. Anyway, go ahead.
Moving on to the human body, there are 33 vertebrae in the human body. Then numerology, which is a super fascinating topic. And we have a slide to include here. Numerology, the number 33 is considered a master number because it's a higher vibration of the root number. And if you know anything about numerology, here we go. Root number 6, 3 plus 3 equals 6. So that numerology is very fascinating. And that, along with maybe a few other topics in tonight's show, will be its own episode in the future for us, because they are such fascinating ideas or theories. And anyway, numerology. So in the esoteric belief system, 33 is sometimes called the master teacher.
I guess I should have left that up.
That's okay. Because it represents selfless giving and unconditional love. The number can be interpreted as a spiritual calling for those who encounter it repeatedly. And we'll go over that slide now.
Okay.
33. This list, enlightenment.com, 33 angel number signifies that self-love, self-confidence, and self-respect are how you should treat yourself. Just like others, you matter too. You have an essence inside you that belongs here just like anyone else. So take the time to work out your body, eat well, and go to bed at a decent time. All these habits show self-love. I'd like to do that as a topic too, because I've been very guilty myself of treating people way better than I treat myself. So, okay.
And I like the numerology thing because as we were getting the show ready today, we went through a lot of stuff today. I looked up at the clock and I called her into the kitchen, and just as I looked up, it turned to 12:34. And that's one of the things that numerology is, the 1, 2, 3, 4. And the one we always talk about is 1111. I've seen 1111 since I was a little kid. I would remember rolling over and looking at my clock. It was 1111. And I always thought that was interesting. And then I met somebody that actually had 1111 tattooed on their arm. And they said the same thing, that they saw 1111 all the time. And that, it baffles me. But is it the fact that you keep seeing it because you're supposed to see it? Okay, it's going to sound kind of weird. Or is it the fact that you get used to looking at the clock at that time? Like if you work and get up every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to work,
right?
Sometimes you don't need your alarm clock to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. You your body learns to wake up. So that's something that we'll get into when we get into numerology and things like that, the angel numbers, and that's not today. But those are the kind of things I thought about. And again, I like to question everything. So why am I seeing this? You know, how am I gonna put this? Is it because I'm supposed to see it, or is it just because I've gotten into a habit of looking at the clock at that time?
Yeah. We've got some others who have joined us recently. Thank you. We got David, Patrick, and Wild Bill. Thank you guys for joining us tonight.
Yeah, I wanted to put something up there. Not that. Hold on. Who said it? I'm looking for it here. I don't like air. Anyway, I've lost it. It was up there. Synchronicity is what somebody right there. Synchronicities.
Yeah,
Denise said that. Just on by the police, by the way. Anyway, next.
All right. In the biblical sense, so Jesus was crucified at age 33.
That's what religious scholars, obviously we don't know, but they kind of go through the Bible and do a lot of formulating. And apparently he died in his 30s, but a lot of the scholars are saying 33. I don't know, how they came up with that number. Maybe Mark Green, I know he's at work, but maybe he could tell us about that. But that was the age of Jesus when he was crucified, was 33. There are a lot of occurrences in the scripture. A lot of numerologists point out that there are words or phrases that appear 33 times in the Bible. I don't know how to look at that, whether that's a coincidence or it was done on purpose. Again, we don't know any of this stuff, but it's interesting to think about, and for that reason. I think King David's reign was 33 years, what they said. It says after his initial 7-year rule in Hebron. Now, again, I don't know the Bible well, so a lot of this was new to me, but I just thought it was kind of interesting that, with 33 symbolizing self-love, that, Jesus was into that, for his people. He wanted people to love themselves, to love others. So I thought that was kind of, maybe that's where the 33 thing came from. I don't know. Let's see, whatever else we got. Okay, that was it for that one. There's more on religion, but again, I don't feel I can talk about it without knowing 100% about it.
Here's a good comment from William. There is some debate about the date of Jesus' birth because Herod's reign was from
6 BC to 2 BC. Yep. See, again,
I can totally see why there would be debate.
It's we're so far, the history is so back, and again, historians, we got to rely on, things coming down through history and being told the exact way every time.
Right.
So that's what, that's why something like that is really hard to prove or disprove.
Right. But it says that it leads some to believe that the number 33 symbolizes the perfect balance of divine and human nature. Freemasonry would be the next topic on the number 33. In the Scottish Rite Freemasonry, the highest rank is the 33rd degree, an honorary position awarded for outstanding service to the fraternity or society.
Now, if you don't, go ahead. You're still reading. Oh, if you don't know much about the Freemasons, I don't either. They're a secret society to a point. I know people that are Freemasons that they'll tell you there's nothing to it, blah, blah, blah. And that's, okay. I don't know anything about it. I know that they've had a lot to do with where we are today politically, or with where our country is and a lot of other things, the world in general, to be honest with you. And the reason I say that is one of the things I read is that high-level Masons, especially 33-degree ones, secretly run governments, banks, media, and world events. The number 33 appears as a deliberate marker in major historical events, false flags, or sacrifices to Masonic involvement. Now, the Masons are a show, the Freemasons are a show that we can do probably for 6 days in a row. It's so interesting, if you want to call it interesting. But I pulled up a list of people that were Freemasons, that are Freemasons or were Freemasons, because a lot of them aren't alive. But where I said high-level Masons, especially 33rd degree ones, secretly run government, banks, media, and world events. If you go into the initial list of 33 degree Masons, you will see names like, I don't know, Yasser Arafat. He used to be the head of the PLO, I believe, Palestinian Liberation Organization. Winston Churchill. There's just Jimmy Carter, Henry Ford, all these big, rich people that had a lot to do with society. Believe it or not, Saddam Hussein, Itzhak Rabin, Franklin and Theodore Roosevelt. So a lot of big names were 33rd degree Masons. William here, let's bring that one up.
William said, my father was a Freemason, but I wasn't. He always considered it nothing more than a boys' club for men with some ritual readings thrown in.
And that's what I've heard also, William. I think that's what my mom's boyfriend, the Mason, is that what he is? I think he is.
I think so.
And he kind of, doesn't really talk. I mean, he'll talk about it. Doesn't, I don't think he's a 33 degree. Obviously, these people that are all higher ups and whatever they do are 33 degree Masons. But, I'm sure if it's a secret society, like they say, which they've done a lot. Anybody seen the book, the movie National Treasure? It's, not saying that's real, but somebody made a movie based on something about the Masons. So, and our forefathers, a lot of our forefathers that gave us our independence, they were Masons as well. Yeah. So it's interesting to think about, but we're not going to talk about it that much. Go ahead.
There are some conspiracies associated with number 33, Illuminati.
Oh yeah, we know the Illuminati,
number
don't we?
33, through dates, times, or coordinates. NASA and space missions. Certain countdowns or statistics feature number 33. Global events. We have a couple to talk about with this. But they can be involved with the number 33. And we'll talk at the end about one specifically, but before the end also. And then the 33rd parallel.
Okay, I found out about the 33rd parallel from Mark Green. Everybody knows Mark Green. If you don't, you should get to know him. Cedar Creek Bottoms farmstead life.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his wife. But Mark is a very cool dude, and he's very knowledgeable on the 33rd parallel, and he kind of let me know about some things that took place on the 33rd parallel. Okay, now I got to find what I had written because I've set it aside somewhere on the 33rd parallel. Oh, here we go.
We've got.
So,
which one do you want to do this or wait?
Okay, well, let's go ahead and bring up the 33rd parallel. First of all, I'm going to do a United States so you can see where the 33rd degree is here in the United States. Let me see if I can take us. Get that off there. The weather balloon, usually that means that, just like Roswell, it was a weather balloon they shot down, and then they admitted that something got shot down. So that's what the Battle of LA was. And there's more around the world. The city of Baghdad, Iraq, was it's on the 33rd parallel. Saddam Hussein's palace was located on the 33rd parallel. Damascus, Syria. Do what?
Can you bring that up?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and bring the world map. So there you can see the 33rd parallel as it runs through the world. Now, we've flattened out. Obviously, we've flattened. If you're a flat earther, then this probably looks more appropriate to you. But you can see that the 33rd parallel runs through the countries in the United States, Syria, Iraq, China, all those different nations through there, Saudi Arabia, runs through Egypt, parts, very little through Egypt, but they've talked about that. Pyramids. And if you know anything about pyramids and what they were possibly used for, I know a lot of people think pyramids were burial vaults, and that's where they kept Tutankhamun and, Ramses and all of those, the pharaohs of ancient Egypt, when in fact they were actually put in graves. They were actually put in tombs, but not in these. A lot of these, some of them they were underneath, but a lot of them were power structures. They've come to the conclusion that a lot of these generated power. What for, we don't know, but the way they were built and the inside, and that's something we can talk about someday too. The insides and how they are created power.
I'd love to do a show on that.
A lot of this you can see by watching shows like Ancient Aliens or just UFO shows in general. Same way with the Aztecs and the Incas and the Mayans, but they're not on the 33rd parallel, so we're not talking about them today. But there's just so much. Now, one of the ones it mentioned was the Gaza Strip. And we know there's been a lot of crap going on in the Gaza Strip. But if you look back at the map, Palestine isn't really, I can't zoom in, and you can't either, but it's barely on there. Israel might be hit by it, but I don't know. Again, this would be, most of these places are between the 32nd and the 34th parallel. They just, people round down or round up. So it makes the conspiracy theory sound better. But also a lot of these are really 33rd parallel, 33rd to 34, 33 down to 32.999, whatever. So there's real ones involved, and then there's a lot of ones that people just try to make up. And again, I'm a conspiracy theory guy, but I want my conspiracy to be right. So I'm not going to make something up about it. A lot of people like doing that because they like to go, but look, Gaza Strip, and look at all the problems that are happening there now. So they just like to, be the first, I guess, to make that up or whatever. But anyway, Erica Jill, would you continue?
Yeah. First off, I want to say hi to Wendell, Tammy, and Pine Knot. They've joined. Real quick, though, on the 33rd parallel, a lot of how we have heard of it referred in some of the cool shows that we've watched would be about ley lines.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so very interesting, and I would like to do a show on that. But it's believed that they carry psychic or cosmic energies.
That's how I found out about it. Was Mark was telling me that where they're at in Alabama, where one of the places we hang out was on the 33rd, and her and I experienced vibrations from the ground.
Oh yeah.
So that was something that really made me like, hey, this might be a real thing.
Oh yeah, very, very interesting. I definitely want to do an episode on that. So
she's lining up episodes now. Cool.
Well, that's kind of how it goes. We just blossom into another one. Okay. Then we've got, let's see, Civil War. We'll start with Civil War. The significance here is the Fort Sumter flag. Will you bring that up?
I don't have the Fort Sumter flag.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said you had that.
I have the UN
flag. Oh, okay. Okay. It was the American flag, then Fort Sumter flag. And it had 33 stars. It had stripes like what we're used to, but it had a box and then 33 stars. That was like the first flag flown during the Civil War. And that was Fort Sumter.
I'll try to bring up, that was the flag right there. So you could see, if you read it, there's 33 white stars arranged in a diamond pattern. I don't know what it symbolized, but I guess I could read more. A strong Union symbol throughout the war. The flag was involved in the start, middle, and end. The flag has 33 stars representing each Union state at the time. So 33 states.
Okay. And then next would be World War II and 33.
So 33 in World War II. So if anybody knows much about World War II history, Adolf Hitler came to power in 1933. And basically that was the start of the Nazi regime. So not a good time, to be honest with you. But conspiracy theories point to this year or more than a mere date on a calendar, citing it as a fateful and possibly preordained numerical marker. It bases everything around 1933. So Germany left the League of Nations in 1933. This is pretty much when you found out that Germany was going to start doing things when they started basically leaving everything. And that's kind of what happens if you start leaving, other countries where you've gotten together with other countries to, peacefully, and you start leaving them, you're probably going to raise some hell. That's kind of where that's headed in my book. Also, the 33rd president, if any of you people would know who the 33rd president was, if there's anybody still in chat, hey, who was the 33rd president of the United States? And what did the 33rd president of the United States do that's so famous? We'll give you a couple minutes here.
Let's hear from the chat.
Yeah, let's hear from the chat. But, I already mentioned that, didn't I?
What?
Anybody? Okay, well, we won't wait because I don't want like dead air. The 33rd U.S. president was Harry Truman. And Harry Truman, if you know what he did, he dropped the atom bomb. He didn't personally do it, but he had the atom bomb dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And he was the 33rd president. And I believe Hiroshima was on the 33rd parallel as well. So that's kind of, throws into that irony factor that some of this weird stuff happening. Yeah, that's what I've got from World War II. And I'm sure there's other number 33s involved in there somewhere. But
sure.
Again, we can do what we can find. We could go off if I did the Freemason thing, there are so many things on the number 3, 33,
right?
Things adding up to 33 or 330.
That will actually probably be more of our numerology episode.
I know somebody brought up the Epstein list in one of those things and how it was 33,000 pages at one time, but I think now it's 3 million or some crazy number like that. So there's 3, but it doesn't make sense what the number 33 is supposed to be an all-loving number. So it kind of doesn't go with Epstein files.
All right. So now we're moving on to United Nations.
So United Nations, if you like the United Nations, kudos, but I don't. I think it's a very bad organization for the world. But one of the things I found very interesting, and I'm going to put this up on the thing here, is their flag. And this was brought up as an really interesting to me. If you look at the segments, so look at the circle in the middle of the flag. It looks like crosshairs for a gun or a radar, but there are 4 sections in each one of those little like triangle areas. I guess pizza slices, and then in the middle there's a circle. If you add those up, that's 33. Nowhere can I find what those 33 areas mean.
Oh, but maybe that doesn't. Well, yeah.
I don't know. Again, this is all conspiracy stuff. What
Right.
does that 33 emblem, stand for? But I do know that
I'm kind of like, who would have counted that? You know,
exactly. But
but
who goes through a dollar bill and looks for all the hidden emblems on a dollar bill?
but it goes back to maybe it actually started that way and somebody wasn't just bored counting it, you
Right.
know, like it actually was established that way for a reason.
Absolutely right.
Okay, the logo and the base.
So I got the
The
logo.
base.
And then, okay, so there's a base, Mount Herod, which is famous in the Bible, is also located on the 33rd parallel.
Mount Herman.
Herman? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was Herod. Herman.
This
Thank you.
one's Herman.
Herman is located on the 33rd parallel. And that was, let me see, you get the list for it. United Nations has strategically placed their biggest and most important base at the very top of Mount Herman, the highest point, exactly where the fallen angels landed. So one of the things I've also read about this, I'll go ahead and take that for you. One of the things I also read is this is an area where they have portals. People have reported seeing portals. But I'll go back with this. Although historians maintain these are simply chronological facts, the pattern of 33 remains a point of fascination for those I'm reading a different area. Anyway, the summit straddles the border between Syria and Lebanon. It's the highest point in Syria. On the top, there is the Herman Hotel. In the buffer zone between Syria and Israeli-occupied territory, the highest permanently manned UN position in the world. Herman, I'm going to guess that's how it's actually spelled or said, means forbidden place. A 4th century translator of the Latin Vulgate, Jerome, interpreted Herman as anathema. Mount Herman was a port of entry for a group of evil angels who corrupted the human race in the days of Noah. Paris Zero Meridian, in quotation marks, Mount Herman and the ancient territory of Dan is located at 33 degrees east of the Paris Zero Meridian longitude and 33 degrees north of the equator latitude. So, you know, there's 33 an awful lot. And why would they build a base there? It just seems like, you know, maybe there's definitely some number significance to that base. But anyway, now it's time for some odds and ends.
Well, hold on one real quick. We got Flat Rock here. Hey, Flat Rock.
Yo, Flat Rock.
And the last topic we're covering on this list, the Washington Air disaster and runway number 33.
So this one happened just last year. Do you remember? I guess I should read it to you.
The Potomac River.
Yeah. You've probably got that
here.
One. Oh. Go ahead. Do you have it? Anyway, I have it somewhere. One of the most recent and chilling instances. One of the chilling instances of number 33 appearing in a high-profile event occurred during the 2025 Potomac River mid-air collision. Now, you guys remember this. It was a passenger plane and a U.S. military helicopter collided in midair, I believe killing everybody on board, or most everybody. Let's see. All 67 on board the aircraft, and I believe all members of the military on the Black Hawk helicopter died as well. What makes that event particularly eerie in relation to the number 33 phenomenon is that Flight 5342 was originally on a different approach path, but was rerouted to land on runway 33 just before the crash. This last-minute runway change has fueled speculation among conspiracy theorists who argue that the appearance of 33 in catastrophic events is not coincidental, but rather a hidden pattern tied to occult numerology, ley lines, or esoteric knowledge. It's something interesting to think about, that's for sure.
I mean, it is kind of like a wild twist, if you want to say that.
I agree. That's pretty crazy. Now, I've got another one here it's pretty crazy as well. In 2025 in Midtown, New York, Manhattan office tower. Okay, let me start this over. It was a mass shooting in Manhattan. New York City on July 28th, 2025, when a gunman named Shane Devon Tamura entered a Midtown office building and killed 4 people before shooting himself on the 33rd floor.
Mm.
While official reports say that the shooter mistakenly traveled to the 33rd floor while looking for the NFL offices, skeptical internet users described the incident as a psyop or false flag operation due to the codes supposedly embedded in the event. Several internet users also began sharing posts linking the number 33 to anti-Semitic New World Order conspiracies, Illuminati, and Judeo-Masonic conspiracy theories. Now, I wasn't about to dig into all of those different theories because that's, again, another show in itself.
Yeah.
What's Wendell? Pay attention to what you were talking about. LO. Yeah, well, that's probably true, Wendell.
No, I think he is.
Oh,
The
but
papers.
oh yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not one. I said before that the fact that we haven't been, I kind of worry. Wonder how. Anyway, let's go back. But that was a show on 33. We don't really have much more on 33. We just kind of wanted to do it because it was our 33rd show. Oh, by the way, when I talked about the portal, it was what they call the Nephilim portal. So,
oh wow,
that makes it even more
interesting.
Fallen angels and Nephilim and stuff like that.
Interesting.
But anyway, that's the 33. Let's go with what's going on in the world today. I don't know if you all realized what happened today, but in Mexico, Mexico is going a little crazy right now. Apparently, the cartels are letting Mexico know that what the U.S. and Mexico did to their cartels didn't make them very happy. If you haven't seen it, I highly looking it up on YouTube. There are plenty of independent journalists covering it right now, but they are literally blowing up buses, cars, eliminating people. They have declared war against the United States. And her and I were talking about that. It sounds like, oh, well, a drug cartel's, declared war against the United States. But let's think about that. They're directly south of the United States. Now, somebody directly south of us who is very high financed by a lot of people, including the U.S., is right below our border. And there are people in our border. We know there are cartels operating within our borders. So, if Iran wanted to get involved, which, we're close to doing something with Iran, now they have probably an ally that's right below our borders. I look at things as a big picture. And I look at all these people that dislike our country because of our politics and politicians and what our politicians have done to their countries over the hundreds of years we've been meddling in other people's businesses. There are nations out there that love us to death. We're a great free country. But we also make a lot of enemies because we overthrow governments and people we don't like. So I think part of this, where I'm going with this, is really be careful when you go out to your cars, even more now. Pay attention to your surroundings and everything around you, because this could have been the false flag or the real flag that they've been waiting for. You've got somebody at the southern border now, plus China's at the southern border. Who else is at the southern border? So we have to really be careful, everybody. That's for sure. But that's one of the events. What else? We had another possible assassination attempt on our president last night. Look, whether you like our president or not, he's our president. We're supposed to be rooting for the president of the United States. He is part of America. If you don't like him, hey, there's a lot of presidents I haven't liked either, but I live with it because they're the president of the United States. The majority picked them, whoever. So whatever your feelings are, just remember, we're Americans and this is America. Okay. We need to protect our country at all costs. Keep it the way it's, there's a lot of other things going on. Right. Respect the office, if not the person. Gary, that's a great way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Just saying hey to Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
Big Henry.
Again, this is kind of the end of the show where we get off topic and just start talking and ranting.
Mm-hmm.
But I worry I think this really worries me more. I know that we've been talking about going into Mexico, and they've been saying, no, we can't bring the U.S. military into Mexico.
Well, I saw something, just, bringing up the internet, and it flashed on a screen about airport security. Basically, that was changing already.
They've told American citizens to lock down, lock away. They've obviously not all the news is coming out yet, but there were reports that they were shooting people in the streets. So that's scary right there. American citizens. I told her today, I've been to Cozumel. I've been to, there was another one. I don't care to ever go back, especially nowadays. I'm happy in Tennessee. Maybe a few other, Alabama, great. But there's a lot of, I just don't want to travel, and especially overseas. We've just created a lot of issues over the past 20, 30 years that other countries don't seem to care about us anymore.
So this first, hey, Lori, but this first article I bring up, American Airlines and Southwest canceled flights to Mexico. So this is developing still.
I'm sorry, but that's big news. Mexico's
it just makes me wonder what is going on, or what are they predicting? And obviously they're doing it for security reasons, but that is alarming to hear. Thank you, Lori.
Again, Lori, you joined us now. We've discussed the number 33.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're just kind of doing my rant thing at the end of every show, like I do.
It's saying shelter in place orders for Puerto Vallarta. Shelter in place.
Yeah. I've seen some independent people. One guy was a vacation expert. He was just there to film Puerto Vallarta and Jalisco, I think. Jalisco. Thank you. Yeah, I always do the Mexican J wrong. But Jalisco, and he was just there, and apparently some women made him come back inside, and they protected him. And as he came back out, you could watch cartel members who had just set a bus on fire drive off on motorcycles. So Bobby says, I'm afraid to fly. Bobby, I used to love flying. I absolutely loved it. But I'm to the point now, and it's still safe. I don't want to be a harbinger of doom.
Yeah, they talk about the statistics and the actual percentage versus traveling in a car. I'm still not a fan of flying.
Still not a fan. I mean, I loved it, and you get there faster, and it's less of a headache to fly, as with the drive and traffic and gas and all that other stuff.
Right.
But
not my first choice.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would rather,
but I will if I have to.
I would take a train if they had more trains, until trains start getting whatever.
But yeah, there are some things changing. We don't know what's going to come next.
We keep talking every episode we do, and when we do our little chat at the end, everything just is getting worse and worse and worse. I would love to come at you with good news, and there are little snippets of good news that happen. USA won the gold medal, both women's and men's in hockey. That's great. It's the first time the U.S. men's hockey teams won the gold medal since 1980. So that's awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've got Olympic people that are actually happy to be a part of the United States, and we are representing us. And then we have some people that aren't as happy being representing us. And I have an issue with that, of course, but we won't get into that. I think I'll just mention it like that.
Well, then that is some good news. Thank you.
Yeah, so there is good news out there. There's other good news. I mean, I most people.
And on the broader side, we're getting a blizzard.
Yeah.
Oh, Denise,
aren't
you Long Island?
Yeah, she is. That's right. New York's getting destroyed. I forgot about that. I don't know if brother Jerry and Jeffrey are getting it in Maryland, if that's getting hit. I think it is. Yeah, because Jerry said there was already snow all over the cars. I know here it was 65 degrees yesterday, and then we wake up today and it's snowing and it's 27. Well, now it's 25. So even in Tennessee.
Yep. Denise confirmed, and she said 3 feet.
3 feet.
Wow. I've never experienced
Now,
like
Denise,
that.
I saw where the mayor of New York was trying to find people to help shovel the streets of New York. And I thought it was funny that you would even ask, why. I mean, I think it's cool. Most people go out and shovel, their friends' driveways or their, that's, we don't do that around here because nobody gets that much snow. But I know when I was younger, I used to go out and shovel driveways for people. And I usually did it for free. I never asked for money. I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm just saying, I was a kid. I loved to shovel snow. As an adult,
it hurts.
Yeah. We tilled our garden yesterday, dug stuff up, took all the sod, put it somewhere else. And we both came in at the end of the day and it's like, getting old sucks. Sore everywhere, my butt muscles are sore, my back's sore, my legs are sore. I was like, I need to get in shape. But anyway, but there's a lot of good going on right now in the world. You gotta stay positive. Can't go down the everything's bad rabbit hole.
Yeah, I think Big Henry said he's in New Hampshire, that they're going to be getting it.
Oh boy,
Bobby.
Oh Bobby, you and your stories.
88 degrees.
You making up things, Bobby. Bobby's making that up. It was no way it was 88
and on the
degrees.
other end of the coast.
Yeah. Well, let's ask William. If you're still here, what was it in
New Orleans?
Orange Beach.
Orange Beach.
Orange Beach. Was it hot? Was it cold? Well, obviously not cold to us or to you. Well, it probably is cold to you.
Yeah, I don't think we hit 30 here.
No, we didn't even hit 30.
It was funny. The snowflakes were small, but it was like it was just dancing in the air all day. It never stuck. The ground was never white.
Yeah.
I
mean, it obviously with the last few days we're in the 60s. So the ground was warming up a little bit, but it was sticking to our lawn furniture, sticking to our porch furniture, our wooden porch furniture, our deck and everything a little bit. But the wind was blowing, so just blow it right off the deck. So, yeah. Almost t-shirt weather the other day, 30 degrees. I laughed because I am from the north, from Dayton, Ohio. And when I moved here, 40 degrees, I was out in a t-shirt. It didn't feel like anything to me. But now 40 degrees feels really cold. And I look at these country kids out here in their t-shirts and some of them in t-shirts and shorts. I'm like, you guys are crazy, man. Of course, I'm getting old. So they say when you get older, you get weak skinned or whatever it is. Whatever. But yeah, it's I don't like the cold weather. No. I don't like the snow. That was one of the reasons I moved to Tennessee, and Tennessee lied. Tennessee lied. They said that the weather would be nice in Tennessee year round. Rain when you needed rain. That's the only time it would.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway.
Well, I've been looking forward to getting the garden started. So that's definitely made me happy lately.
We hope, if you guys have gardens, I hope you've gotten them started. And I know you people further north still probably have a little bit of waiting time, but I'm sure you can plant some stuff. We will be probably in the next week or two, depending on the cold weather. We've got 3 days of cold weather, then it's supposed to get up in 40s and 50s again and 60s. So looking forward to that and get more done outside.
Yeah.
I'm really tired of our up and down weather. Because I used to say this was Ohio, and now, or not this was Ohio, that Ohio is like all 4 seasons in a week, but Tennessee's the same way. Indiana's the same way. You guys are all telling me. Old line cryptids, worms, at least. Yeah. That's right, Jerry. Yeah. Jerry's getting the snow tonight. So, and before we go, tonight at 8:00 Central, 8:00 Eastern, not used to that future time, there'll be a Beards and Boogers. We have a special guest, a reunited special guest with us this evening. So you might want to join in for a little fun and frolicking.
Don't think there will be any frolicking.
Hey, you don't know. Jeff's on there. It'll be frolicking.
Oh, gosh.
Anytime Jeff's on there, there's frolicking. Whether it's watching him sleep and snore or whatever. But anyway, we don't
Yeah.
have much to talk about.
No.
We're kind of done there. I know. Yeah. Thanks, Gary. Appreciate it. We just wanted to touch on the number 33 because of our show. And it was kind of an interesting topic that opens a door for so many other shows as far as
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
the Freemasons and numbers, numerology, and Erica, you need to wear a pretend beard to attend.
I will pass.
And
Always.
I won't let her wear a pretend beard. We've been watching, just for fun, we've been watching a lot of like 600-pound life and watching those poor people. And sometimes it's really good. And, you know, some people don't want to follow. But I saw a lady the other day on there that had the most excellent woman beard. Like,
oh my gosh.
what was that other show? Oh, Jerry Springer. There was a woman on there with a beard too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It was one of those like marriage ceremonies.
It was when the son and the dad
oh god
were with the same lady, and then she was supposed to come out and pick which one she wanted to marry.
Oh,
but she had been with both. Never mind. You guys know how
life should not be that way.
Yeah. So you guys know how Springer worked, and yeah. So anyway, if Sharon is Sharon. Sharon's in Belgium, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sharon, if you've never seen the Jerry Springer show, don't ever watch it. Don't ever watch it. It's what's wrong with America. Part of what's wrong with America.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you aren't even just saying to you. I bet, Big Henry. I bet. But congratulations.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
good for you.
That's awesome. I think it's, you know, every once in a while they'll get a little tear out of my eye when they see the success stories of the people losing that weight and how it changes their lives and their health. I mean, there was one the other day, the guy was 900, almost 1,000 pounds.
I can't imagine. It's very interesting to me. And I just think that the whole process is very interesting. And it's, you know, it's sad. And to me, I compare it to any other type of addiction is really, you could just fill in the blank with, you know, so and so, whoever, they're addicted to heroin or whatever. You know, to me, it all works the same. You know, people find themselves in these situations for various reasons. And, you know, I always like to see the progress and for people to be able to combat, you know, addiction and make a better life for themselves. So I like to see that story.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. I think that's about it. I'll go ahead and get some.
Sharon did see Jerry Springer show.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll traumatize you for years.
Unfortunately, I think it's heavily influenced a lot of our society. Too bad. I mean, that just,
you mean the pajama?
Can't take that stuff back.
The pajama at Walmart society?
Yeah. So unfortunately.
Yeah, that used to be a funny thing. You know, people would make, people wearing pajamas at Walmart. And now I think it's just gotten, you know, after a certain time in the evening, you're supposed to wear your pajamas to Walmart.
Stop. Thanks, Denise.
Thank you.
Love
Denise.
you too. Good luck. Be careful out there.
Please.
I hope that you don't have to go out for much. So
yeah, hopefully you got your bread and milk prior to. I could talk about that all day long too.
Stop.
And yes, Bobby, he was mayor of Cincinnati who paid for a prostitute with a credit card. Yeah. There's a long.
That was the beginning of that show.
Yep.
That's what led him to that direction.
Yeah, and then a man like him got mega wealthy because of that show. And
that's right, Big Henry.
Dudes in high heels and tutus. All right. That's right, Big Henry. That's right. Anyway, guys, we'll let you go. Thank you for being here. Hopefully you checked out SAS.
Mm-hmm.
They had a little bit of issues before it, but they got going, and they had great guests. Brother Ken and Pyro, and I think Debbie was the other girl's name. I'd love Native American stuff like that. So I didn't get to watch it all. Obviously, we had to be here.
Right.
But I'll probably go back and watch it.
Speaking of which, Next Sunday,
Next Sunday is Sunday,
March the 1st.
March the 1st.
Are we having a show?
What's March the 1st? Your day off sheet? Oh, okay. I guess March the 1st, we're not having a show. I got a, hold on. This was received to me today at my desk. I don't know if you can see it. It is a day off request form from one Erica Black. And she wanted the Sunday, March 1st off of work, taking a personal day off. But as an employer, I couldn't quite ask her what, thank you, Gary. I couldn't ask her what it was for. I just have to accept or deny. And I haven't fully accepted her day off yet.
Hey.
I've got to, make sure there's not too much work, or she's my only worker. So anyway, we won't be here next Sunday.
Yeah.
Apparently she's got something going on,
Yeah.
or we've got something on, or just a day
That's
off.
a day off. It'll be 10 years since my mom passed away too. So.
Okay. Anyway, we will not see you guys next week,
No.
but we'll come back with a big show the week after. I promise.
Probably not set fire. Okay.
I've already fired 2 before. I'm not firing a 3rd. Plus, she's a pretty good worker. She gets a lot done.
I'm your sidekick.
She's my sidekick. And yeah.
Thank
so
you, Pilot.
anyway, so we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I don't know what the date is, but we'll pretend we know.
That'll be like the 7th or the 8th. The 8th of March.
Sure. I guess I could just pick up my phone here. Oh,
Yeah, that'll be the 8th of
So
March.
we'll see you guys on the
see you
8th.
then.
We'll be back. We'll have a bigger show, or bigger show. We're going to make this a big show.
The big show.
A big show. We'll have a really good topic.
We're
This
talk
one was
about wrestling.
maybe we'll bring him in. This was a show to do kind of for fun, but yet not. We wanted to kind of share the number 33 with you, and this being our
It's just for fun.
33rd show. Whenever we can align numbers up with a show number, I think that's pretty cool, right?
Mhm.
So wait till show 420. That'll be an interest.
No.
No, it won't. Anyway. All right, everybody. Big love to y'all. And we'll see you at Beards and Boogers at 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Be there or be square. And we will catch you here the 8th of March.
Yes.
At 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern. Big love to everybody.
Yep. Big love,
Please
everybody.
pay attention to your surroundings. Stay
Yeah.
frosty. And if you have a gun, a pew, better change that. Please carry one in your purse, ladies. Men, if you're carrying in your purse, you probably don't have a gun or purse. Anyway, never mind. Everybody be safe out there. Big love, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for joining us.
Peace out.